Ladies and gentlemen, something massive is unfolding in Canada right now, and it could change the way we think about our economy, our farmers, and even our role in the global energy market. You've heard the buzz, you've seen the headlines, but today I'm going to break it all down for you. Prime Minister Mark Carney has just rolled the dice on a $370 million gamble. Yes, a jackpot-sized investment, focused on one of Canada's most iconic crops, canola. But this isn't just about food. This is about fuel, power, and money. This is about whether Canada can reinvent itself as a biofuel superpower in a world desperate for cleaner energy. Now let's get one thing clear. This isn't your average subsidy or quiet agricultural program tucked into a budget bill. This is bold, loud, and very deliberate. Carney is betting on canola like a high-stakes poker player who thinks he's holding a winning hand. The plan? Take Canada's canola industry, which already dominates global markets, and supercharge it into the beating heart of a new biofuel revolution. Think about this for a second. For decades, oil and gas have been the crown jewels of Canada's resource economy. Alberta's oil sands, Saskatchewan's pipelines, Newfoundland's offshore drilling, these were the big energy stories. But times are shifting. Countries around the world are scrambling to meet climate goals, investors are moving money out of fossil fuels, and demand for biofuels is skyrocketing. That's where Carney sees the opportunity. Instead of fighting to protect what he calls sunset industries, he's throwing his weight behind what he believes will be the sunrise of a brand new sector. Here's how it works. Canola, which Canada already produces in staggering volumes, isn't just for cooking oil. Its seeds can be crushed and refined into biofuel, diesel substitutes, jet fuel alternatives, and even energy blends that can power vehicles, planes, and ships. The beauty of it? It's renewable. It grows back every season. And with technology advancing, the efficiency of turning crops into fuel is improving year by year. The demand is so strong that some analysts are calling this the gold rush of green energy. So what exactly is Carney doing with this $370 million? Well, instead of spreading it thin, his government is funneling it directly into biofuel infrastructure. That means new crushing plants, expanded refineries, partnerships with airlines, and incentives for farmers who are willing to dedicate more land to canola production. It's not just about producing more. It's about building the processing power right here in Canada, so we're not just exporting raw seeds to other countries who cash in on refining them. And let's be honest, this is also about politics. Carney knows that Western Canada, especially provinces like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, have been feeling left out, frustrated, even betrayed by Ottawa in recent years. These are provinces built on farming and natural resources. By turning canola into the next big thing, Carney isn't just creating jobs, he's trying to heal wounds. He's sending a message: the West still matters, and it's going to be at the center of Canada's future economy. But here's the twist. A $370 million gamble doesn't come without risks. Critics are already lining up to question this move. Some economists warn that putting so much faith into one crop could backfire. What happens if prices collapse? What if droughts, heat waves, or global competition shake the market? Others argue that biofuels aren't as clean as they sound, that when you factor in the land use, fertilizers, and processing, the environmental benefits might not be as magical as advertised. And then there's the international angle. The United States, Brazil, and even the European Union are already investing billions into their own biofuel industries. Can Canada really compete at that level? Carney, of course, isn't backing down. He's framing this as a defining moment for the nation, a chance to seize leadership in a sector before it's too late. In a speech, he called it Canada's moonshot moment for agriculture and energy. He argued that if we don't act now, we'll be left behind while others set the rules of the game. He knows it's a risk, but he's betting that Canada's farmers, scientists, and innovators are ready to rise to the occasion. And let me tell you, for many farmers, this feels like a lifeline. Grain prices are unpredictable, costs for fertilizer and fuel have been crushing, and younger generations have been hesitant to stay on family farms. Suddenly, there's a new market, a new demand, and government support to back it up. For rural towns across Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba, this could mean more than just economic growth, it could mean survival. Jobs in crushing plants, contracts for transport, opportunities for local businesses, it's all on the table. On the flip side, environmental groups are cautious. They want to know whether this investment is truly about sustainability or if it's just a green coat of paint on old energy habits. They argue that Canada should focus more on wind, solar, and electrification rather than diverting farmland into fuel production. But here's where it gets interesting. Carney's gamble isn't just about Canada. He's also positioning this as a strategic play in international trade. Imagine Canadian canola-based jet fuel powering U.S. airlines, or European companies signing long-term deals for Canadian biofuel shipments. That's not just revenue, that's influence. It's leverage in a world where energy is still the ultimate currency. And make no mistake, with Donald Trump back in the White House and energy independence once again a hot topic in Washington, Carney is betting that Canada can offer a product the U.S. can't afford to ignore. So, is this really a jackpot moment for Canada? Or is it a dangerous bet that could leave taxpayers holding the bag if things go south? That's the debate raging right now. Supporters say $370 million is just the beginning, a seed investment that could multiply into billions of dollars in exports, thousands of jobs, and a new role for Canada as a leader in sustainable energy. Critics, though, see a government trying too hard to pick winners, meddling in markets, and risking public money on an uncertain future. So, where do you stand on this gamble? Do you see it as a jackpot for Canadian farmers, workers, and innovators? Or do you think it's a risky move that could backfire in a big way? One thing's for sure, this story isn't over. The canola fields of the Prairies might just hold the key to Canada's future. And if you've been following along, you know I'll be keeping a close eye on how this gamble plays out. Because whether it pays off or crashes, this is one of those decisions that will shape the next decade of Canadian politics and economics. So stay tuned, keep watching, and don't forget, if you want to stay on top of stories like this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Mark Carney just secured Canada's energy future? Or did he just place a $370 million bet that we'll all regret? Either way, the stakes couldn't be higher.